What is up, guys? This is Wrestling Guy WWE, here to give you my thoughts on the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, which was tonight. I thought that this was an excellent pay-per-view, but I'm going to try to keep this under 10 minutes, try to go through all the matches, tell you who won, and pretty much explain all of the main things that happened throughout the matches. So, alright, first match of the night was the SmackDown Money in the Bank ladder match. It starts out, Big Show doesn't have his big ladder with him. It turns out that it's under the ring. He tries to climb one of the smaller ladders, and the rung just snaps off like it did on Friday night. And then the Big Show gets so mad he swats one of the rungs right off the ladder. I thought that was pretty cool. Didn't expect that. And then, really early in the match, we see our first big high spot of the night. Kofi Kingston does the boom drop, or twin leg drop, off of a ladder onto Drew McIntyre through a table. I thought that was pretty insane, because, you usually got people like Jeff Hardy, like if he's doing a swanton off of a ladder, he just kind of falls off of the ladder. Kofi Kingston jumped, and I mean literally jumped, and he got some really good air on it. So yeah, that was really exciting to watch. I thought that was really cool. Later in the match, Big Show gets his ladder in the middle of the ring, which is where it stayed the rest of the match, because it's pretty heavy, apparently. And Big Show gets buried with ladders by the other superstars. I mean, there's just a pile of ladders everywhere. I mean, it was pretty crazy. Big Show didn't get up. Kane starts to take advantage, wipes everyone out. Cody Rhodes, he takes him, rams him right into the back of an armored truck that was part of the stage or the set. And so, no more Cody. Chokeslams Dolph Ziggler and Kofi Kingston onto the pile of ladders that Big Show was on. Drew McIntyre comes out of nowhere like he's going to win the thing, which I kind of wanted him to, but the crowd was just like, no. So then Kane comes, choke slams him off the ladder. Kane wins the Money in the Bank, and I think that was a well-deserved victory. Then we move on to a promo with Sheamus, who was being interviewed by Josh Matthews, pretty much stating that he was going to give Cena a beating worse than that of what the Nexus did to him. So nothing too big happened there. Alright, then we have our second match of the night, Eve versus Alicia Fox for the Divas Championship. I thought that this was one of the more exciting Divas matches. There were a few nice moves in there, like Alicia did a very nice, beautiful tilt-a-whirl backbreaker on Eve, and also Eve with a really nice standing moonsault towards the end of the match. Not too much going on, but Alicia wins with the Booker T-like axe kick. I was pretty sure they weren't going to take the belt away from her this early. So yeah, Alicia wins. No argument there, I guess. Jack Swagger on the cell phone with his mother. Moving on. Alright, on to the third match of the night. Hart Dynasty versus the Usos for the Unified Tag Team Championship. I thought this was a pretty exciting match. At one point, one of the Usos Irish whipped the other into D.H. Smith, I believe. And it was like an Umaga hip attack. And Cole said, "Vintage Rikishi." Now, I know that they're related, but seriously, I'm pretty sure he meant to say Vintage Umaga. Yeah, moving on. Later in the match, there was the Ali Uso, which was a flapjack by one of the Usos, where the other turned it into a Samoan drop. Yeah, that was pretty cool. We didn't see too much of Tyson Kidd in this match. D.H. Smith goes for the sharpshooter, and Tamina provides the distraction for the ref, and then Natalya comes over and does the Anvil Flattener, or well, it was kind of like the Anvil Flattener. It was more of a body slam, but the announcers acknowledged it as shades of Jim the Anvil Neidhart. D.H. Smith gets the sharpshooter again. Yeah, they won the match with that. Okay, so Hart Dynasty retains. On to the fourth match of the night. That was Swagger versus Rey Mysterio for the World Heavyweight Championship. I thought that this match was pretty exciting at a lot of points. Yeah, Swagger comes out, he gets in the ring, he's running around in circles with his arms spread out, and he almost hits Tony Chimmel, the announcer, who had to duck underneath to avoid being hit. I thought that was pretty funny. Rey Mysterio took forever getting to the ring. Yeah, faking that ankle injury. Swagger, yeah, he's just kind of messing with Rey. He pushes him, and then Rey pushes back twice as hard. Like, he still had a lot of fight in him. And Matt Striker, throughout the entire match, he sounded insane pulling for Jack Swagger. Like, yeah, get him in that trio woe, break that ankle, yeah, come on, Jack. I mean, he was just insane. But then again, that is why I like Matt Striker. He really brings in excitement to the announce table, but seriously, guys, we need JR back. Alright, a really nice split-legged moonsault by Mysterio onto Swagger. Shades of Rob Van Dam, I guess you could say. Mysterio counters an Oklahoma Slam by Swagger off the top rope into a DDT. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Although Swagger did kind of make it a little bit obvious by kind of spinning Mysterio like he was doing an F5. And Mysterio just easily countered it into a DDT. So yeah, that was pretty cool. 619 into an ankle lock by Swagger. And then Ray slips out of his boot, and they couldn't stress enough that that was an old Eddie Guerrero trick. Ray does a simple Hurricane Rana to Jack Swagger, wins the match, and retains the title. Or does he? Kane cashes in his Money in the Bank, chokeslam, Tombstone Piledriver, enough said. Let's see, we have a promo with Edge and Chris Jericho basically bragging at each other. Edge said that he cashed in Money in the Bank twice. Chris says that he's been in as many Money in the Banks as Edge, and he also created it. So, yeah, moving on. Sixth match of the night, Kelly versus Layla. Oh, where to begin? This match was awful, in my opinion. You know, Kelly's furious. She's doing some of the worst striking I've ever seen. She missed everything. I mean, just the most awful kicks and slaps. I mean, it was all over the place. It was really messy. Didn't look too good. She misses the handspring elbow, as always. And then Layla uses the ring skirt to trap Kelly in there, a lot like Finlay used to do, but she just jumped right into it. Kelly did. Not too exciting. Michelle looks right at the referee and says, "I'm not doing anything," and kicks Kelly in the head. Not too smart, but moving on. Eve wins the match and retains, of course. Now we move on to the Raw Money in the Bank ladder match. Now this is what I was looking forward to. During Evan Bourne's entrance, the camera cut to Randy Orton, and he was just smiling, and I think we all know what that was about. The shooting star KO that we saw on Raw. I mean, that was one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Just thought I should acknowledge that, like a lot of other wrestling fans. The match starts really awkwardly. Edge slips a ladder into the ring before the bell starts. And, yeah, they just kind of kneel down like they're going to pick up the ladder, and they're like, "What do we do now?" And then all of a sudden they just turn to Mark Henry, start beating the crap out of him. It was a very awkward start. Orton does the elevated DDT, or as the fine folks at ADTV Wrestling call it, the Steph KO, onto Evan Bourne using the ladder to prop up his feet. Maurice actually climbs the ladder to try to get the briefcase, but Morrison actually helps her down because she was scared, apparently. Orton nails an RKO on somebody. I really don't know, because there was so much going on. And at that moment, Evan Bourne nails Airborne. I guess you can call that payback for the other night. Right on top of Randy Orton. It was great. And then Orton's about to win. He's going to get the briefcase. The crowd's going nuts. And The Miz comes and pulls him down and wins the match. Oh my gosh. He was crying. I mean, he actually got the microphone, started crying, saying that it was tears of joy and that they had all witnessed a miracle or something like that. It was pretty dumb. Final match of the night. This is what I was looking forward to. Cena versus Sheamus in the steel cage. All I can say is this match was everything it should have been. I am not a John Cena fan whatsoever, almost. But there were a lot of really good moments. I was kind of pulling for Sheamus. The crowd was really into it. You know, you got the boos and yays when they were trading blows. A really nice superplex by John Cena to Sheamus off of the top rope. That was pretty cool. The cage was used fairly well in this match. That's all I asked for. Cena actually climbed the cage with Sheamus on his back. He did a rear naked choke and didn't let go. Cena was climbing the cage with Sheamus on his back, and I thought that was pretty cool. Props to John Cena for that. The Nexus arrives with bolt cutters, and two of the most bravest referees I've ever seen. One of the refs comes and takes away the bolt cutters from Michael Tarver, and the other one, like, they were asking for the key to the cage, and the ref takes it and throws it in the crowd like, I ain't doing that. That's some pretty brave referees. Cena's climbing out and Sheamus is climbing out. They're trying to keep Cena from touching the ground, so of course they're climbing up there trying to stop him. Sheamus wins the match, runs like a scared little dog. And yeah, Cena's pissed. He wipes out Darren Young and Michael Tarver. He's mad, I mean, and pretty much he said that he was going to take them all out one by one. I thought that this was a great pay-per-view. There were just some really minor complaints. Mostly that one awful match between Kelly Kelly and Layla, but if I had to give this match a rating from 1 to 10, I would probably give it an 8. It was really, really good. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed my ramblings on the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I'm Wrestling Guy WWE. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to go ahead and do that. I'm planning on doing a few Raw reviews in the future, like reviewing episodes of Monday Night Raw, similar to ADTV does. They're kind of my inspiration, I guess you could say. But I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned. I've got some more stuff coming. Peace.